documenting the journey. Welcome back. I'm here in Bali. So on this channel, I document my journey, building my brand, exchange life from 0 to 10 million a year. We sell custom merchandise, and in the last 30 days, we did, let's see, 67,000 euros in sales, which is 23% down from the previous period, but it's going up as you can see. I'm sitting here in Bali, like I said in the intro, and in the first part of this video, I will give you all of the updates about the brand, the good and the bad, and in the second part, it's about my life outside of the brand and personal development. So yeah, come along with my journey. Let's get right into it. I hope you guys liked that little intro that I did this video. I'm trying to improve something every video, so I hope it doesn't look too much like other people's intros. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, updates about the brand. I'm slowly able to scale again a little bit, as you can see. Hopefully back to 5K days soon and then to 10K days. Let's see, what am I doing different than the previous weeks? Because I've been telling you guys that it's been going down, it's been rough. And what have I also been telling you guys is that I'm changing my inputs. So the things that I have been doing different. So what has been changing and why am I able to scale now where it was going wrong the weeks before? And it's just a little bit of scale, right? We're just starting to go back up. But changing the offer, trying new landing pages, trying new pricing, trying all of these different things. At first I was like, what is offer in e-com? But the e-com offer is a lot of different things. It consists of like your pricing. Is there bundle discounts? Do you have a bundle builder? Do you have a buy one, get one free? Like all of these different things is part of the offer, which is what I'm testing. And then also the structure on Facebook, testing a lot of new creatives. If you're not profitable, it's likely a creative problem. So testing a lot of these different creatives. We now have an ad set, like an ABO, where we test creatives before scaling them or duplicating them into the scaling campaign. So only duplicating creatives that look good in the testing campaign will go into the scaling campaign. So that has been interesting, testing a lot of new ads, like tens a week, guys, like a lot. It's volume. It's volume. You need good ads, you need good content. So that's what I've been doing. And so this is like the big reason why I'm able to scale again now. And like I said before to you guys, I'm changing my inputs. I'm doing different things. If you want different outcomes, you need to do different things. So this is what I've been changing in my inputs, and this is why I'm able to scale a bit more now, even though it's still relatively small scale, right? We're at like 4K days now, and yeah, looking to go up. So let's see how that will go. Then, next point I wrote down, I write down all my points here. Someone commented on the last video that he thought the design was pretty shit of the new website, because I showed a little bit, right? Which is fine. It's completely fine. That's like your opinion, right? And you should share your opinion, please, guys. If something is shit, if something is good, please share it in the comments. I'm here for feedback. I read it, I take it into consideration. Either I'm gonna prove you wrong or you're gonna prove me wrong, and I'm gonna change it because I think you proved me wrong, right? So I'm going a little bit deeper into why I made the site like this when it's live, because there is some delays now, some final changes being made. So when that is published, I will do like a sit down behind my laptop, quick loom, where I explain to you guys why I'm taking the site into this direction, why I chose this, because I chose this angle and this direction. I wanted it to look like this on purpose, and I will go deeper into why when the site is live. So yeah, but please keep sharing all of your opinions. Like that is what this is about. Like I share my shit unfiltered and raw. You need to comment unfiltered and raw. If I'm doing something that I'm not supposed to do, if this is shit, if that is shit, like you let me know in the comments. And then, yeah, I can learn something, right? So please keep sharing your opinions, and I'll get into more of that in one of the next videos when the new site is live. But it is coming along, like I shared with you guys in the last video. I've published some new products, so about 2 or 3 new products now, and slowly I'm publishing more new products. It will be nice. I published a cuff, for example, and the cuff will be interesting because we get a lot of requests about people that want more maps, and on the cuff you can put more maps without it destroying the size of the design. So we can refer them to that item, and yeah, slowly introducing more pieces like rings, earrings, all of this shit. Please keep an eye on the site to see. And I will share you guys when more products are live, but that will be interesting. It will make it so that more people will convert, because maybe someone likes the design, but they don't like the specific necklace. And when you have more options for different pieces, then they can still get the same design, right? So that hopefully will be very helpful for conversion rate and yeah, AOV, because there's more options, etc., etc. So let's see how that will go. Then something that recently changed in my mindset, I've been talking to you guys about agencies. I first always thought agencies were just a scam. One of my good friends is running a big brand, like big scale, and he works with many different agencies for many different things. And he scaled quickly. So he kind of changed my belief in this, which is that if you want to scale quickly, you can use agencies. If you have a good product market fit, for example, then it will still be profitable. Even though, for example, an agency retainer is 2,000 euros per month over what you would pay for it in-house, you can solve the problem quick with an agency and then take it in-house, the highest leverage thing, step by step. So if you find the right agencies, which is most of the time referrals from other people that work with them, right, because you know they do good work, then you can scale quickly and you can see if you can take it in-house after. But the opportunity cost of, for example, not doing email because you don't want an agency, you want to do it cheaper in-house, is bigger than just hiring that more expensive agency, even though you know they're kind of ripping you off, because then you're doing the thing and getting that extra revenue, which is more than the retainer, which is more than if you wouldn't do it at all. So that's kind of the shift in mindset when it came down to agencies. Of course, they need to be good agencies, and of course, it needs to be high leverage things as well, right? If you're at low scale, then this makes no sense. If you're able to scale, if you're able to go past, you know, maybe 10K a day, for example, then getting the agencies on board is worth it to scale quicker and to then take that in-house. So let's see. My next step will probably be an email agency if I can continue this scale without it being like going to shit on a downwards trend, which it was going for the past few weeks/months. If I can get it back up an upward trend before the bigger seasons, which is for me like Q4, Q1, where it's gifting season, then I can already take them on now. And otherwise, I just have to accept that it's a very seasonal product and either introduce more products, more designs, etc., to first figure out how I can make it scale in the off season and then take on agencies. For now, I'm just working with a creative agency because it's, in my opinion, one of the highest leverage things in e-com is your creative. So let's see how that goes. A quick update on that, they are doing nice. They have not found better winners yet than I have, so I'm still outperforming them in terms of creatives, even new creative launches. My own new creatives are still outperforming their creatives. So let's see. Maybe they have to find a little bit of the groove with my brand and stuff like this, because of course I know my brand way better than them. But let's see how it goes. I'm gonna stick with it for a couple of months to see how they do. So yeah, because I know this agency is good. It's not the agency. They run the agencies of multiple 8-figure brands that I know the founders and operators of. So it's not the agency itself. There's multiple big brands that scale off their creatives. If it doesn't work, it's probably my offer, my product. So let's see if they can make it work. Maybe, like I said, they need to get into a groove a bit. So yeah, that's about that. I'm looking for someone to shoot very creative product content, like photos and stuff for the new site. Also to fit in the new vibe. So it will all make sense, guys, hopefully. If it's still shit, you let me know. But yeah, looking for someone for that. Haven't had any success yet. I'm really looking for a specific vibe and, you know, image for the new product content. So yeah, let's see how that will go, but I'll probably find someone for that. Then next thing, yeah, talking to other people will open your mind a lot about what's possible and if you're doing something wrong. If you don't know, right? For example, I have a good friend that also had a custom jewelry brand before. And I was kind of like wondering how much he paid for production. And then I figured out that he paid significantly less for production than me, which I didn't think was possible. Now I know it's possible because he was doing it. So now I know that I'm overpaying for production and have to figure out how I can pay less for production. This is interesting because I would have never known that this is possible if I wouldn't know that it happened in real life, right? So try to, like I said before, put yourself in situations or groups, masterminds, courses, people around you, no matter how, that can kind of tell you about what's going on, if they've done something similar, or either know different, or very valuable to have people around you, even if you pay for it in courses, for example, that can open your eyes, open doors for you. I'll go into this a little bit more in the next clip, where it's also like making money, for example. First, I thought that was like the young people that were making money are like gods, but then I figured out, that's not so true, actually. There's a lot of people that make a lot of money that are definitely not like much smarter than other people. They just have figured something out, right? Have stuck with something, but I'll go into that more in the next clip. But yeah, the people around you are so important, so try to find people that, you know, are on a similar path as you, or do something similar to you, or you can talk with, you can share ideas with, you can discuss things with, because these things make a difference and they make you feel relatable, and it's so important. Again, this is easier said than done, but put yourself out there in the world. It's been about 2 years, 2.5 of years for me now traveling, and now I'm starting to really get some solid people around me. So it takes time. It's not just like from one day to the other, but that is interesting learning. Another exciting thing, so there is this ecom group called The Daily Mentor. I might join it, from Davey Fogarty. He makes YouTube videos. One of my friends is a coach there for one of the sections in the mentorship. And he was talking to a brand, also a custom jewelry brand. And then he was saying, yeah, because he lives close here. He said, yeah, I live close to Tristan, and he's the guy from Exchange Life. He's doing like exchange student things. And then they were like, Exchange Life, we know the brand, this and that. They've been like spying on the brand, which is cool for me to hear, because normally I always look at other brands, and I never really know people look at my brand like that to get inspiration, to learn things, etc. And not from, for example, my videos, or for this or that friend from a friend, no, like just from my brand. They found my brand and they've been looking at it for a while, which is a cool thing. I might join that mentorship as well. Again, a point, because I get eyes and I hear things that I otherwise couldn't have seen or heard, because different inputs from different people with different experience in different industries, right? So I'll keep you guys updated on that. Right now, I think I know how to keep scaling. If I still struggle to go to the next step, then I will join something like that. And then lastly, for the brand, I'm working on some new designs that fit the niche. I already released a single map design instead of 2 maps. For the cuff, again, you can do multiple maps now. And I'm gonna introduce different designs that are fitting the travel vibe niche, distance vibe niche. So that will be interesting. Another way to increase conversion rate, increase AOV because there's more options, increase returning customer rate because they're gonna get different designs. So that will be interesting. Yeah, those are the points about the brand. I have one last point, which is about the community. The brand started for exchange students, so I also had a community, or still have, that grew with that, because I couldn't make ads work for like the first 3.5 years of the brand. So the community now is something like 135,000 followers, all organic, which is very interesting for the brand as well. The community is mainly monetized by an affiliate platform, but we can also leverage the community for different things, like paid ads, because there's many creators that help us create content, which we can also use in the ads, because we have many different creators that can create creatives and raw content. So that's just a point that I wanted to share. Not everything has to be with direct ROI. Something like organic is a long-term thing that can also have ROI later down the line. We have to build up a community, for example. So this is just something that I could share. A lot of people tell you just work on things that give you money now, right? But also do some things with long-term in mind, because they can come in really handy, because now we have a lot more creators that can help us create raw footage. We just have to figure out a system, like what and how are we gonna let them create the creatives for the brand, and then that will help a lot with paid. So the organic community will help a lot with the paid advertising. So yeah, that will be interesting as well, just a random point that I had. That's it this week, not that many updates, but yeah, I'm gonna try to post these weekly. After every 4 videos, I will do a Q&A, so please make sure to follow me on Instagram. I will put the Q&A box there every 2 weeks to collect new questions for the new Q&A. That's it. Come along with me on my journey building my brand. Exchange Life, 0 to 10 million, motherfuckers. Gonna make something big out of this. I hope you learn anything. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you can apply something from this yourself. And I see you guys next week. I was thinking this last week. Do you think it's worth it giving up a small percentage to a creative person? I was thinking it is, because that's like the number one driver.
I think because it's like if you really get like the best of the best, they can transform the brand into just be like the DJI or Apple or like whatever.
Exactly.
What he said was like, when he then exits, what's it gonna make a difference if he gets out with 250 million or 270 million? Like, who gives a shit? And same for like lower scale, what difference is it gonna make if you make 3 million on an exit or 3.2 million? Like nothing. And also like the value it just gives to the business, you're probably gonna end up getting out with more because everyone's like incentivized. Like,
All right, quick check-in about what's going on in my life. Some personal development shit, hopefully I look decent. It's kind of been interesting being here in Bali. For some reason, the time just moves like crazy fast. So you wake up and it's night again. So I kind of have been skipping things like I would usually, which is, for example, journaling every 2 weeks, like I talked to you guys about before. But I am still kind of doing reflection with these videos, but it's just that I miss these habits quickly that I would usually do when I'm, for example, at home. But I don't know if that's good or bad. But I talked to you guys before about if I just keep certain habits in place, then I'm fine traveling around, which I feel like that now, even though I'm, like, for example, not doing something like that. It's just been a lot of work, to be honest, a lot of grinding. My friends here that I'm with a lot, also same timing, so a lot of work. So not really been, going a lot of places, but yeah, it's just been work and sleep and eating and that really. And then I still go to the gym and to some places, but not much extra. And I still tend to skip, for example, the journaling quickly. I still try to meditate every night before sleep, which is, same. In the morning, I take cold showers, same. I've been doing that for a while. But for example, keeping my phone off, I don't do in the morning because I don't know why. It's just, maybe I need to text this person or this person, and I turn my phone on in the morning. So that's something I might have to do again. But yeah, I'm not sure. I still feel good despite, for example, not journaling in 2 weeks. And that doesn't change my mood or anything like this. But this is just an interesting thing that I saw that, for example, in a place like Bali, there's so much going on that you tend to skip out on the basics pretty quickly. But yeah, just something that I wanted to share. So let's see, I'll probably pick that back up in the next few weeks. Then let's see what else is going on. So one of my friends is here for the first time, I told you guys. So he came from the Netherlands, he's here with his girlfriend, and I've been going out to eat with him and kind of seeing like what's going on, what's up, because it's really similar to when I came to Bali for the first time, which is a lot of these things that you notice that you think are completely not true when you don't get in an environment like this. For example, he said he met some guys, he's going to this co-working space, and I just wanted to share this with you guys because maybe it's something that can change in your like mindset or like beliefs. He said that he spoke to some guys, he went to some like event in his co-working, and he said like this dude was doing like a decent money with his agency. He was doing like 300K a month, and which is like, for anyone that never heard about, business and money, that's like a lot of money, right? And he's coming here and hearing these things for the first time, meeting people. But then he was like, they were talking about content. For example, what I do here with content is really different, right? And then he said, this guy was talking about content, and I just completely disagreed with him. Like he said, you shouldn't make any content, this and that. And like, I know that he never gave any thought about like content before this, and he's just looking at it from the wrong perspective, which is a random example. But what I'm trying to say with that is that when you come to places like this and you meet people that make decent money or a lot of money in your opinion or whatever, then you figure out that they are not like superhumans or something, which is something that I also realized coming here the first time. At first, I always looked at young guys making money as like superhumans, but then you realize, they've probably just been doing something for a longer time and not given up on it, or they there's many factors that can come to play there, right? Maybe they have been lucky. Maybe they picked the right vehicle and didn't stop with it. Just money itself doesn't say like a lot about a person. It's, there's so much more to making money that makes a person the person that they are. So for example, I've realized that the way someone makes money is even more important than how much they make. Because you'll meet a lot of young people in environments like this that don't really have any ethics or maybe don't think a lot, and they can just sell shit and make a lot of money. And then from the outside looking in, it looks very sophisticated, or like they're very like some sort of geniuses, but actually they're just, not thinking too much and selling shit. And then that way you can make a lot of money, right? Because you can make false claims and this and that, and then anyone could make money this way. So that's interesting, that a learning that he shared with me that I wanted to share with you guys again, because I also had this 2 years ago, that it isn't rocket science. And there's a lot of people that are not smarter than you that are making way more money than you. And they're just doing something different than you. So they either have different inputs, or they have been doing it longer than you, or again, like one of these other factors. It isn't like, I in the beginning thought a lot of it like, oh, you have to manifest and this and that, but that's just not true. You just have to put in the work, pick a vehicle, stay with it, and then if you stick at it for long enough, then at some point you can make it work. Like there is just no doubting that if you just don't quit. But don't put these guys on a pedestal, because you'll realize quickly when you meet them, and some are way more interesting than others and should definitely, it's just way more. But some, like a lot of the young people that make money are also not that, not that sophisticated as you think they are. But they're just, they do know something more than you, right? But yeah, anyways, I just explained it to you guys. So yeah, that's an interesting learning. You'll realize that you can also do it this way, because you realize, I'm at least like as smart as they are. Like I should definitely be able to do this. Like, and then figure out what it is they do different, and then either do as they do or listen to what they say, and then implement and just execute, right? So yeah, it's not rocket science what we're trying to do here. What else? Yeah, it's still in a bubble like Bali. I wrote down hard to meet people. I've been traveling for 2 years now, and I'm starting to meet some like people I'm really aligned with, but it's still a struggle, even in bubbles like Bali. I've talked about it in the previous video. So don't expect, if you're alone now, for example, sitting in your room, that when you go somewhere, like all of your problems are solved straight away with like people, because it will require a lot of effort to like go places and put yourself out there constantly, meet friends and meet friends of friends and meet friends of friends of friends, until you like kind of find your little circle. So it isn't just, oh, I go travel, I meet people. Like still expect that you go travel, and it will take a while before you find like your little circle and people that you can meet in different places. So something I also wrote down, because it's been 2 years now, and I'm starting to find a few good people, but that's a few good people after a few years as well, right? Like 2.5 years of traveling now, so it takes time. The next point I wrote down was, let's see, not that, I already talked about that. Yeah, early 20s. It's not all about making money. I've talked about this many times with you guys before, but just another point that I wanted to share this video is that we are in our early 20s, probably you as well. It's not all about making money. Don't forget that. Like, don't get lost in the sauce. I've talked about this many times, but I notice it here as well, that, there is so much more out there than just making money. Like, I make time to go out here. I make time to meet this person. Like, early 20s, I talked about it many times. You need to date girls as well. Like, figure out what you want in a life partner. As Naval says, that's like one of the most important things in your life, is to find a significant other. It's like the biggest determination of happiness and quality of life. So date girls. It's not a waste of time. Like, figure out what you want in a partner. All of these things are so much more than just making money. And if you stick with something, you're gonna make enough money. So don't be too stressed out, and don't like forget all of the other things. Just a random point I wrote down that was in my mind that we talked about this week, one of my friends and me. So yeah, it's not just about making money. Time flies here in Bali. It just flies here. Also, maybe because my routine is like go to bed at 2, 3 a.m. and wake up at 11, and it's like night in like no time. It really flies here. So it's interesting. I'm really enjoying my time here this time. It's like the first time I'm not like completely stressed out or worried about paying my rent like I talked about before. I can just kind of like build now, and make cool shit and make some money and keep growing. Yeah, I don't have to worry too much anymore about all of those easy things. I already know my way around. I know where to go. I know some people, so it's been a really pleasant, enjoyable experience. I'm also noticing that I was in a really strange state of mind a few months ago. After the period at home for 3 months and then going to Japan and where else did I go? China, Dubai. Like I was in a really weird state of mind back then, and I think it was largely because I isolated myself for so long because I needed to make my brand work. Because after Barcelona, and I made videos about this, I was going broke and I dropped all my agency clients. I just had to go home for a few months, but I will try not to do that again because I notice here now when I'm more in like in a good state of mind and in like a flow and really enjoying myself, how like hard that period was where I don't know, I was like isolated and I felt really bad and I was going through the breakup and all of that. Those things just really got to my head, and it feels good to be back in like a kind of good flow now. So yeah, isolation. You have to go through it at some point, especially as a young entrepreneur. You like have to distance yourself from people like we talked about, and yeah, it will just be lonely many of times, but again, like try to put yourself in situations or places where you could potentially meet some cool people that will make you feel relatable or you can share thoughts and ideas with, and that will just help a lot because isolation is not what humans are made for, I think. So Ty Lopez talks about this a lot. It's interesting. So yeah, that's kind of it for the self-development updates these weeks. I thought I'd just sit down here and talk about them this way instead of different clips. Improving the videos is the last point I wrote down. I made a little intro for this video, so I hope you guys like this little intro. I hope I don't look too much like other people. But then I thought, I must make some sort of intro that gets people more into the story, but then all of the like more entrepreneurial type YouTubers are doing these like edits and shit. And I don't want to look like any of them, to be honest. But I do want to make some kind of cool intro. So expect it to change and become more unique, but this was just something. Again, I told you guys before, I'm trying to improve these videos every week. So this was like the next thing I thought I had to improve, some sort of hook. So like a big nerd, recorded big different clips in here and made an intro out of it. So I hope you guys like that. And yeah, those are really the kind of reflecting points for this week on my own life and random thoughts and lessons, not about the brand. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. Comment down below. They are starting to grow. We're building some sort of community here, which is sick. There's comments going on, people replying on other people's comments, people sending me messages. Like they're averaging like 1,000+ views per video now, which is like really cool. This is kind of what I envisioned before, to like really create a community where people can come together and share ideas and share their raw opinions as well, if they're negative. Because, for example, I shared parts of my new site design in previous video and someone thought it was shit, and it's completely up to them if they think it's shit, right? Like share it all in the comments. If it's shit, let me know why. I'll explain my thoughts, and then if you're right, I'll change it. Like I'm here for the raw opinions. I'm sharing my raw opinions. You can share whatever the fuck you want in the comments. If you think I'm a douchebag, if you think anything, just share it. And yeah, at some point we'll create some sort of community where we can talk together, like I talked about before. It's definitely in the future, but not my time yet. So yeah, that's it for this week. Hope you guys learned anything or enjoyed or whatever. And yeah, come along with my journey. I'll see you guys next week.